So in Unit 2, we explored rigid motions, which were transformations where the image and the pre-image were congruent. So that was our rotation, reflection, and translation. In this unit, we're going to explore a fourth transformation, but it's actually not a rigid motion, and that's the dilation. What we say is that with a dilation, the image and the pre-image are similar. In math, similar means two objects whose corresponding sides are proportional. Two objects whose corresponding sides are proportional. So let's take a look here. Proportional really means that the sides of the object all got bigger or smaller by the same factor. Okay, everything got multiplied by the same amount. So like, for example, if you look at this one, let's say that this triangle got enlarged to become this triangle. Well, I want you to notice that all the sides seem to have gotten bigger by the same amount. For example, it looks like maybe in this case that every side of this triangle doubled in size in order to get this triangle. And we know that because they're essentially the same exact shape. It's just one is bigger than the other. As opposed to, take a look at this one over here on the right. So we would say that this is similar. So a dilation did occur. But if you look over here, this one, if you say that this object got dilated to become this object, it kind of looks like maybe the vertical sides got multiplied by 3, but the horizontal sides got multiplied by 2. And so you can plainly see that this is a square and this is a rectangle. So these would not be similar because the shape changed. The shape changed. So over here, these are similar. A dilation happened. Over here, they're not similar. A dilation did not happen. So what does a dilation do? A dilation essentially multiplies the distance of every point on an object from some center by a scale factor. Okay, so let me show you what that means. It multiplies the distance of every point on an object from some center by a scale factor. Okay, what the heck does that mean? So take a look at this picture here. Here we have a point P. Okay? The distance from O to P we write in this way. So this is some new notation. It kind of looks like absolute value. We would say that this distance right here from O to P, we would say it's OP, and it has these bars on either side that kind of look like absolute value symbols. So that's whatever distance this is. From O to P is the length of OP, and that's what this says. Now, when I dilate point P by some scale factor, the scale factor is R, what we're going to do is we're going to take the length of OP and we're going to multiply it by the scale factor, and that moves P prime away from the center. Or in some cases, it actually moves it towards the center. We're going to talk about that in just a second. So we take the distance from some center to a point, and we multiply that distance by R. And that's how we get our dilated point. Now, if that scale factor is between 0 and 1, so that would be like a 1/2 or 3/4, we call that a reduction. okay? Because what that does is it actually reduces the size. As opposed to, if r is bigger than 1, we call that an enlargement, because that actually increases the size. And if r equals 1, well, that's not very interesting because we're multiplying by 1, and anything times 1 is itself. So this results in no change. A scale factor of 1 results in no change. Okay, so how do we apply this? So what this says is, given that the length of OP is 5 inches, if segment OP is dilated by a scale factor of 4, what is the length of segment OP? So for these examples, we're going to leave the center out of it for a moment, and we're just going to talk about the lengths. So in very basic terms, if the length of OP is 5 inches, and we're dilating by a scale factor of 4, what is the length of segment OP prime? So what we have is, we would say that the length of segment OP prime is the length of OP times our scale factor. So in this case, the length of OP prime would be my scale factor, which is 4, times the length of OP, the original, which is 5. And so that means that the length of OP prime is going to be 20. So I took the length of my segment, which is 5, and I multiplied it by my scale factor. Pretty simple. What about this next one? In this next one, we have in the diagram below, the length of OP is 10 inches. So notice that OP is from here to here. So this length right here is 10 inches. If segment OP is dilated by a scale factor of 1/2, now this time we're going to cut it in half. So we have an actual reduction here. But the same thing applies. So if I want to know the length of OP prime, I'm going to take the length of my original segment, OP, and I'm going to multiply it by my scale factor. So the length of OP prime, in this case, would be 1/2 times the length of OP, which is 10. And so, very simply, the length of OP prime would just be 5. So I would take the length of my segment OP, which is 10. I would cut it in half, which makes it 5 inches, which makes sense. So this is sort of an introduction to dilations. We're going to get into a lot more details over the next bunch of lessons, but this gives you sort of an idea of what's going on.